Happy lunch hour, gang. Okay, we are very close to mid-March here. You know, in like a lion, out like a lamb. And for a whole bunch of us, thank God winter is over. Personally, I can't stand it, okay? I hate winter. That's why I moved south. Maybe you like to ski or ice skate or whatever, so be it, okay? I got sick of driving in snow. So, it's getting to be gardening season, and it's time to start making those preparations. You probably got seeds already in your greenhouse, in your aero garden, in whatever that you're going to be starting in a window in the living room. Who knows? Okay. And the biggest pain for everybody every year who does gardening is, well, there's two, okay? Weeds. Sorry, there is no simple answer to that one. As many as people say, back to Eden gardening or mulching or whatever, you're still going to get weeds, okay? Birds drop seeds and poop and you get weeds, okay? You still got to go clean those out. But the big problem, the one that devastates your crops every year, is the bugs. Now, the thing you got to realize is we have to differentiate between good bugs and bad bugs. I mean, I know this sounds really silly and stupid, but there's a lot of people that don't understand the difference between them. You can't just go spray this, it kills everything, on your vegetables and expect to get vegetables, because vegetables, most of them, need to be pollinated. You don't have good bugs, you don't get pollination, which means no tomatoes, no cucumbers, no peppers, no nothing. Okay. So we got to figure out how to get rid of the bad bugs and keep the good ones in, or keep the good ones around. So what I want to do is give you 10 ideas. Most are pretty cheap, some are free, and all of them are non-chemical. So if you want to call it organic, go ahead, okay? But it's not going out and spreading Sevin dust all over everything and killing everything in your garden. So let's kind of go through this. Some are useful for certain plants, some are useful for others. There's no one size fits all in life, okay? Gardening's the same way. So let's start out with a very common one that people talk about all the time, row cover. Okay, take your PVC pipe, make a hoop house over your garden or whatever, and put netting over it, right? It's great. Okay, you can even put plastic over it, turn it into a greenhouse. It works very well. It'll keep the bugs out, no problem. But again, like I said earlier, not only does it keep the bad bugs out, it keeps the pollinators out. You get these tiny little holes in netting, bees aren't getting through that. No pollination. Okay. Where row cover or something, or even plastic is good, is for on things like your brassicas, your cabbages, your cauliflowers, your broccolis, because they don't need to be pollinated. So they will grow and you won't have any problems with bugs getting on them from the air. And I'll get into a little bit more on that here in a second, okay? Because you still got to worry about it from the downside. Number 2, attracting beneficial insects and birds. Now, the first thing I'm going to say about this, and I've seen this before at Tractor Supply, I've seen it at Rural King, do not go in there and fall for buy this box of ladybugs and let them loose in your garden. They will get rid of all the bad bugs. They're correct that ladybugs will get rid of bad bugs, no problem. The thing is, you need to cultivate that area where those ladybugs are local to your backyard, because the ones you buy at the store are going to come in and leave and go look for where's home. And great, you can just watch your $5 or $10 or whatever fly off in the wind. That's it. Ever did the little thing with butterflies and raise butterflies with your kids or whatever from, the caterpillar all the way up to the butterfly, and you go let the butterflies don't stay in the yard. The butterflies, they look around a little bit. It's like, holy crap, we're free, and they're gone, okay? They're going to where they're supposed to be. You need to cultivate the bugs that are going to be in your yard. You need to attract them to make their homes there. The biggest one that I will give anybody is to make a bluebird house. Okay, I've got a couple of them. I've made them. I mean, it literally takes you about 10 minutes to make a bluebird house. Okay, make a box, put a sloped roof on it, cut a hole in the top, and put some plexiglass, some plastic or whatever over the top of the bluebird house. The reason you do that is sparrows like the same house. You don't want sparrows, you want to attract bluebirds. Sparrows don't like the light for their nest. Bluebirds like the light. So if you cut a hole in the top and let light in, the sparrows won't take the nest, the bluebirds will go in there. And bluebirds are garden gold for picking out bugs out of the garden. I mean, yeah, they're pretty to look at, right? Number 3, if you've got this problem normally, okay, bugs like we all do, especially if you live in an area like I do, which is kind of forested, okay, plant your most attacked plants near your onions, near your garlic. Or in this case, other ways, plan this out, okay, because garlic you should have already planted last fall. Onions are going in, at least in my area now. You can plant your onions in spots. Hey, I've got my cucumbers here. I'm going to plant a couple of onion plants around here. I've got my tomatoes over here. I'm going to plant some onions over there. Okay. You can do that. You don't have to do row gardening like people love to do. Because the bugs do not like the smell of the alliums, which garlic and onions both are. You need to talk about leeks or something depending on what you grow, but sticking with the common stuff. Plant those around your problem plants and they will keep the bugs away. Okay. Number 4, here's another easy one for you. We all have this problem. Cucumber beetles. Cucumber beetles love to go in there and munch on the stems and kill off whole branches of your cucumber plants, right? This one's so simple. Go to Walmart. Okay, I'd say plant from seed, but you had to stratify your seeds in the winter. They should have been sitting in the refrigerator for 6 months. Find a couple of nasturtiums. Okay, Nasturtium. Plant those in a pot. They're annuals, and put them on the sides of your cucumber vines. They act as a trap plant. The cucumber beetles actually like the nasturtiums more than they like the cucumbers. So they will all go to the nasturtiums and eat there, and they will leave your cucumbers alone. It's an annual anyway. It's not going to last through the winter. Fine, let the cucumber beetles eat the plant. You can eat the cucumbers. Okay. How about this one? You got slugs and snails. This goes back to what I was talking about earlier with your brassicas. Slugs and snails, we all find them on our cabbage, on our broccoli, on our cauliflower, on our Brussels sprouts, yada, 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 right? Go get some diatomaceous earth, all right? You can buy it online at Amazon. You can get it at the feed store, the Walmart, the Home Depot, whatever it is. Diatomaceous earth, okay? Spread it on the ground around your brassicas. Don't mix it into the soil. It just goes on the top. Diatomaceous earth basically is a fossilized sea creature, some sea urchin or something like that, that to us is very much a fine powder. But to insects, it's like walking on razor blades. So they stay away. Spread it around the bases of your cabbage or the bases of your broccoli, and they won't crawl up the stems and into your plants and start eating them. Okay? It's a pretty good one. You can stop them from above. You can stop them from below. Guess what? You don't have cabbages with all the damn holes in them. Okay? Aphids. We all get aphids. Okay? There's a couple of ways to do this one. Neem oil. We all know what that is, especially if you grow corn. Okay? Mix a few teaspoons of neem oil into a quart of water. Add a teaspoon of liquid soap like Dawn, which is always the best one, okay? And spray that onto your plants, right onto the leaves. Try to get on the undersides of the leaves because that's where the aphids are. Spraying on the top, okay. Spray them on the bottom, you're going to kill the aphids, okay? It'll last up to about 3 weeks on a plant. So, you're not going to have to do it a whole bunch of time. Neem oil is not that expensive, and you're using a few teaspoons per quart of water, depending on how big your garden is. And again, for anybody that grows sweet corn, so this year I'm growing Jimmy Red, put it on the silk, put neem oil on the silks of your corn. Once they silk, that will prevent the corn earworms from getting down and eating your corn. All right. But I'll give you another one for aphids and mites here, okay, if you don't want to go out and buy neem oil. A lot of you guys make essential oils, right? Okay. Make some garlic essential oil. Mix a few drops of that into a quart of water and spray it on, again, the undersides of the leaves, and you will get rid of your aphid problem. Second way of doing it. Number 8, you got bigger issues, you got all sorts of bugs, right? Here's a prepper staple, vinegar, all right? Mix 1 part vinegar with 3 parts water and spray the leaves. It will kill basically everything, okay? So do not use this when your tomatoes, your cucumbers, whatever, your beans, anything like that are flowering, okay? Do not do that in pollination time because you'll kill all the pollinators. You don't want to do that. But early on when they are growing, okay, or later on when they are already been pollinated and you now have fruits growing, this is the time to use the vinegar, spray it on there, and keep the bugs out of the fruit, okay? Obviously, the key to something like this is you need to do this anytime after it rains because you've now washed everything off. Number 9, carrot fly. I hear that. I get a kick out. Y'all know the problems I have growing carrots, okay? But I get a kick out of the questions. It's like, oh, my carrots were all eaten. My carrots were all eaten. It's carrot fly, okay? There is the world's simplest way to protect your carrots from carrot fly. It's to put them in raised beds, not directly in the garden. Put them in pots. Put them in a 5-gallon bucket. Grow them something like that. Anything. Get them off the ground level. Here's the deal. Carrot fly stay right at within about an inch of ground level. That's it. And they're looking for the carrots. If your carrots are 6 inches high, the carrot fly never finds them. Okay. Simple way to get rid of carrot fly for your carrots. Just raise the bed that they are in, and the carrot flies will stay away. Last one, I know people ask about this one. Caterpillars, all right? Whether you get caterpillars on your cucumbers, whether you get them on your tomatoes, whatever. And I know I've seen some big ones, that are, the size of a Sharpie. Not that long, but that thick, okay? I'm going to try to pronounce this. BT, okay, it's Bacillus thuringiensis. For any of you guys science majors, I'm sorry, it's BT. That's why we all call it BT, okay? You can buy this anywhere, Walmart, Home Depot, whatever. It's marked as caterpillar killer, but it is fabulous at getting them off your tomatoes, getting them off your cucumbers. How many times have you gone out to pick your tomatoes and you find the entire side of this tomato's gone? Spray the plants after they've fruited with BT, and you will get rid of your caterpillars. I'd love to hear if you guys have more ideas on getting rid of pests. I came up with my top 10, if you will. There's other little ones that you can do stuff, but these are things that I do depending on the problems that I have. I don't use the netting. My gardens are too big, but I know a lot of people do, and I see all the videos saying put netting over there. Right, I got one of my gardens is 24 by 40. I'm not building a hoop house over that, okay? At that point, it's start turning into a greenhouse. But if you've got other ways that you can share with the family here on how to get rid of the bugs, please put it down in the comments. I think it's a great bit of information for everybody to share. Have a good afternoon. Pinball out.